Good morning, magandang umaga, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is Wednesday, and it is build day 96. Yes, build day. Good morning, Jeff. Build day 96 on the construction schedule out at FELIZ. Today, we're hoping to get a shipment of concrete hollow blocks so we can continue the walls inside the basement, and they will be continuing doing the formwork on the second floor, so we can get that out of the way in the next week or so. And today, of course, this morning I have to go into Lipa, and I have to get the vehicle serviced. So we're gonna do a field trip first thing this morning, and hopefully we get that business concluded, and I will share that experience, what it's like to get your vehicle serviced in the Philippines. And I will try to share similarities between the way I normally get my vehicle serviced in the US as well. So anyway, I need to get that done. Daylight is burning. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. So anyway, this is what it's like inside the Toyota service department. The showroom is up in the front up there, and what they'll do is they'll give you a little tag here with your information, and then up on the board up here, your number will come up, and then you go to one of these service reception areas over here, and then they'll start your service information. I guess they'll set up what you actually need to have done. So far, I'm pretty impressed. I want to show you something. They have this thing. You can actually watch your vehicle being serviced. Now, I haven't even seen anything like that in a U.S. Service for Toyota. So this is pretty cool. He's checking for my appointment up on the board.
Good morning, sir. So we have, sir, an appointment of 9 o'clock.
Yes.
Our service request, sir, is 1,000 kilometer checkup. Am I right, sir?
That's correct.
Yes, sir.
So anyway, this is Paul. And
Your wife, sir?
And Paul is my service representative here. So so anyway, we're gonna get through this. So anyway, they did an inspection on the vehicle, so to make sure that they don't do any damages, because they're responsible if they do any damages here. So and so we're looking good on the vehicle. Something they also offer here is when they do the oil change. I always use synthetic oils. I've always used synthetic oils on all of my cars since synthetic oils first came out. I'm sold on synthetic oils, and I'm sure you know why. So, but they also offer, this is an additive, it's an optional additive. It's called the X1R, which I'm not really sure that you really need this when you're using synthetic oils, but it does like a Teflon coating type of thing of the cylinder walls, which reduces the frictions and all. But I think during a break-in period, it's probably a good idea to do it. It's about $20 US to do it for additional costs on there. And so I'm gonna get it done this one time. Today we're getting oil replacement, the oil filter replaced, and they'll do an inspection, 1,000 kilometer inspection, and they'll tighten up bolts and things like that. So as you can see here, place engine oil filter, air filter inspection, brake pad and disc inspection, steering wheel linkage inspection, adjust speed, do all, you know, the normal things that you would normally do at like in the braking period. So about an hour. If you are coming to have an accessory, or that you need an accessory for your Toyota here in Lipa, this is May.
And that is my OIC, sir.
Huh?
Miss Christy.
And they have all these really neat accessories right here. They got lots of neat accessories here, just like if you were to get an accessory anywhere at any Toyota dealership. And you can talk with the folks behind the sales counter, and they'll explain to you the accessories that you need and the cost for installation and things like that. And we just had a very charming discussion here. And because there's actually, I am interested in one of the security cameras that does recording full-time, vehicle on, vehicle off. And I will discuss that specific one later in a later episode. But she's going to see if she can possibly get that in stock here, and maybe we'll have it installed inside the Hilux at a later date. So that's me. So anyway, this is the showroom. It's very, very typical Toyota showroom. Well, the vehicle is done. See you. Bye, Paul. Thanks. Anyway, the vehicle is done, all serviced. I got my report, and here's the damage. The damage is 6255.50. And time to go home. So as you can see, the floor is wet, which means they watered it down this morning. So good. I actually missed it yesterday. I left it. I was planning on watering it, and then I got sidetracked, like I often do. So that's taken care of. You can see now they are working on the formwork for the where the slab is going to be above the rear patio on the back of the great room. So they're working on that. And I just got done with my daily briefing update with my builder. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but down there, they are back to the trenching because we don't have the concrete hollow blocks in. There is normally a lead time on the concrete hollow blocks, and we might have gotten our order in just a little late, so we're still waiting on that. There's a curing time. They can't deliver it until it has a specific curing time, so that it's ready to actually install. And but I think there will be some 4-inch concrete hollow blocks, and just like one of the subscribers had said earlier, why not do 4-inch on the inside? And well, we don't have any 4-inch. That's the main thing. But once we get our 4-inch, we can resume on the second layer to bring us up to the 10 inches on the inside walls of the basement. So hopefully we get that soon. And a text message from Vic. Let me contact him back. So he's actually in the Lipa area. Vic's from Solar Philippines, so he will be out here pretty soon. So let me tell him that I am here on site and he can come to visit now. Yes, it is not Christmas, but Santa has arrived. 4-inch concrete hollow block. Work can continue. Vic here from Solar Philippines.
Hello.
And as I promised, as everybody started making comments about, everybody is always excited about solar technology, especially those folks who are planning on building here in the Philippines. And I spoke with Vic's company. It's been a couple of months, and we actually got the site survey. And you're a regional manager. What is it?
I'm a district manager.
The district manager. Okay. And Vic is the district manager for Solar Philippines, and he brought. Let me move this out of the way. And Vic actually, he brought out some brochures, some information, and we're talking about different types of solar technology. And there's a very interesting story. Solar Philippines they're huge here in the Philippines. And I'm gonna let Vic talk a little bit about the founder, the owner of Solar Philippines, and some of his relations and his goal, his vision for having solar inside the Philippines.
Solar Philippines is owned by Alejandro de Bistre. He is the son of Senator Lauren Legarda and Governor de Bistre of Batangas. He is one of the youngest Filipino who owned a big company here in the Philippines. 23
years old.
When he saw an opportunity to give electricity option for the Filipino to fight the price of coal from solar, he created the company. He started with rooftop. One of our biggest project of rooftop first time is the SM North EDSA, and then after SM North EDSA, we already have a few malls from the rooftop like SM MOA. We have the Central Mall Binyan. We have the Robinson's Place Antique. We have Robinson's Place Dumaguete. We have also the Robinson's Place in the Rojas. We already have installed also almost more than 200 houses here in residential houses here in the Philippines. We also have installed mostly more than 50 commercial warehouses here in the Philippines.
And that's what I was asking Vic, because if you look at the scope, I don't know if you can see it on here. I don't have my scanner. Remember, my scanner got turned in for repair, so I can't scan this in right now. But if you see the scope of some of the companies that Solar Philippines is actually dealing with, and basically they are installing solar arrays on the top of these full malls, like he was just telling you about. The SM Mall, SM Mall of Asia, Robinson's of Dumaguete, all the ones that he was just talking about inside here. And these are huge. These are huge operations. And my question is, for residential, you were talking about, it was like they've done about 200?
200 residential. After rooftop, we also have the solar farm. One is located here at also in Batangas, Lian Batangas. It's almost you can see here picture. It's almost 100 hectares for a solar.
That is huge. Yeah. And are they sharing is this going into like the power grid?
Yes, sir.
And that's what this is. Yes. This is being. They're buying. So the electric companies
they're selling this to the grid, and mostly supply nearby town in the Lian, Batangas, and Nasugbu.
And you were also explaining to me that Solar Philippines is actually manufacturing.
Yes, sir. We're now in manufacturing our own panels. This is available locally here in the Philippines, but we are planning to sell this as international and global scale. So we're going to sell this. We're going to export our panels as soon as we completed all the requirements by ISO.
Yeah, and they are certified. They're ISO certified. ISO certified. It's a big. That's a global. That's an international certification that basically gives you credibility. That shows that your product is actually it's a safe product. It's a quality product.
Yes,
to get
sir.
the ISO certification is a big thing.
Yes, sir.
That's very impressive as well. We talked a little bit about the about monocrystalline and polycrystalline technology, and if you want to touch, he actually called back to one of his on-site engineers, and so that we could make sure that we had the right information. But we're talking about, because everybody on the channel is mainly solar is interesting globally. It doesn't matter, but most of the folks on this channel are asking questions about, because they're going to be retiring here in the Philippines or building a house here in the Philippines. So for the optimum, we were talking about the optimum type of a system and the advantages and disadvantages of mono versus polycrystalline panels.
Actually, here in the Philippines, most of the solar system, PV system installed here, they have the polycrystalline, because this is more Philippines is more the temperature here in the Philippines is much higher than the other countries, so you can resist the heat, so the electricity loss is minimal.
It's in more efficiency.
Regarding polycrystalline, the advantage of polycrystalline is it is more much higher the efficiency rate. So even if there's a cloud, still it can produce a good quality of energy.
But you were saying that the mono is actually, when you have lots of low light, that the mono is actually
Yes.
more efficient. But you don't get as much efficiency, I believe you were saying, from a polycrystalline panel in a regular. If you have regular, like we have sunlight here
Yes, sir.
all the time, it seems like, except for maybe when rainy season
Yes, sir.
comes.
The solar drive, we can get high quality during from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's the highest solar drive here in the Philippines. I think the only advantage of polycrystalline is it can generate efficient power higher than the higher than the mono.
Higher than mono. So I'm going to be delicate with this question here.
That's right.
Many of the people on the channel, My PI Dream, when we talk about solar, everybody wants to know about storage. There's some type of a storage. Does Solar Philippines at this point right now, do they offer any add-on, whether it's batteries or some type of storage, so that you can actually, when, like at nighttime, when you don't have the sun, that you have a backup on that?
Yes. Right now we don't have a hybrid system or upgrade system, but our company is looking forward to offer hybrid and upgrade in different area of the Philippines. If it is located in Metro Manila, most of the time we offer the grid tie. The reason is
that like net metering on the grid tie?
We can export from the net metering. At least the only problem in Metro Manila is the high price of the electricity. But in some provinces, they have a problem regarding brownout. They have rotation brownout, like in some remote area in Luzon, Visayas, and most of the time in Mindanao. So our company is looking forward to have a hybrid system that we can offer to our client.
I am listening to, we have a little bit of wind, and these things wreak havoc when so what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to try to block some of the wind here for a second. We will get right back to. So getting back to storage solutions,
yes,
so I'm going to read one of the questions. There was somebody that's very excited about you coming to visit today. It's one of the subscribers, and they had a question, and it's Daniel Hanchen, he asked the question. He says, I think the solar vendor you have coming tomorrow is a rep for Tesla Powerwalls as well. He says, can you ask him when they will be available there, as well as cost versus performance? And then they started asking me about my personal questions about that. But we spoke a little bit earlier,
yes,
and I know you're not at liberty to talk about anytime you have a joint venture or anything like that.
Yes,
But I think the question is, because I think a lot of people are really excited about Tesla technology, especially these banking storage solutions that they have, so that when you have the cloud cover, so that also when you have for nighttime, so that you can use it and then let it recharge over the day. Is that a possible solution in the future for Solar Philippines?
Our owner, Leandro Libiste, is already talking with Tesla. So they already talking since last year.
Since last year, okay.
So any positive feedback after any more information we can give you as long as our company gives me information.
Very good, very good. So, and I asked you the question earlier about that as well. I asked you the question. So, if you have a traditional system set up, you have your solar panels, you have an inverter inside, for expanding later on or for changing the scope of your existing, is it very difficult if you were to add on these storage solutions afterwards? What would you need to do basically inside your house?
Actually, all we need is to check if the roof can carry the load. We have to check the system requirements. After checking the system requirements and the roof type, we have to check the electricity in which we're going to connect our inverter. If it is grid tie, so we don't have to worry about the batteries, where we're going to put the batteries. So that's the grid tie. In the future, in case we already have the hybrid, everything it's going to be to have an inverter and battery storage.
And we're not going to have that problem here in our basement. I thought we have 165 square meters of basement space inside, so
right.
we're not going to have any issue when it comes to actually setting up something like that. So, but I think what's very attractive about a lot of the Tesla systems is they're compact. They have a lot of punch of power capability, storage capability in a very small space, and I think that's why people are. And we'll get back when you find out more.
When I find out more, I'm also one of the happy. It's going to be a great information that I can share.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be awesome, and I'm very excited about that too. So I hope we can get something like that involved here as well. I don't think there's any more questions. And what I will do is it okay in the description block that I can give the information for Solar Philippines? Is it okay if I put your information inside there as well?
Yes, sir.
So what I'll do when I push out today's video in the description block, I'll give you Vic's information, his email, and his phone number. If you have any more questions directed to him, he's the expert. We're the builder here for this system right here, and we're looking into solar options. So anyway, I'm going to close here for now, and I thank Vic for coming. Vic and I are going to still continue to talk. We still got to work on some technical solutions and and actually try to see what we actually could use as the best advantage for this house right here. So again, Vic, thank you, and I know the folks on my channel really appreciate you coming and answering some of these questions today.
Thank you, sir.
Well, anyway, that was a wonderful chat with Vic from Solar Philippines, and we'll be hearing back from him later on. So I need to see where we are on the build here today. So it's like 2:30. So we'll see what's gotten done. You see, we got the concrete hollow block delivery today, and but I don't think they'll be doing that today. I think we're all focused on trying to get this finished on the top for the pour. Well, anyway, it's break time. We got those 4-inch concrete hollow blocks in today, and we're actually going to start using them. So what I noticed, they started down here, and here's our stack of 4-inch concrete hollow blocks. And I'd already discussed with my builder the importance of making sure we have a good bond between the outside 6-inch and the 4-inch on the inside. So what we had already agreed earlier, we're going to put like a adhesive, thin layer of adhesive of cement between the 6-inch and the 4-inch so that we don't have any delaminations, anything. So they hold each other and it will stick together like, let's say, peanut butter on a sandwich. You have your 2 layers, and your layers of bread are going to be your concrete hollow block, and your peanut butter is going to be your adhesion. So it's going to be like that, because when I came down here, they were not doing that. They were just putting the normal concrete on the bottom, and then he was starting to stack them. So I said, let's do this. Let's fill in the cracks with let's do a thin layer, just similar to the plaster coat that the thin plaster coat that they use here on the columns. Let's fill in all those cracks, an additional layer of waterproofing. We'll do it on the outside too, then we'll put the waterproofing on the outside. But first on here, so that we have a strong bond across the entire wall, besides just these vertical and horizontal. I want a thickness like if we had a full 10-inch thick of a form. And so he said, yep, he agreed, and they're going to do that as soon as break is done. So they'll sling it on, fill in the cracks, put the 4-inch on top of it over the rebar, and then we'll have a dual layer of adhesive support for our 10 inches basement wall. And that's the only place we're doing this is in the basement. That is for the protection against any of the heaving of the ground pressure pushing in against the concrete hollow block. Of course, if you get a crack, even with waterproofing, if you get a crack, it'll break the waterproofing sometimes. So that additional layer of concrete hollow block will give us an additional layer of protection. Okay, that's the beginning of the 4-inch wall. I got to kind of, I don't think some of the crew understand buttering. Buttering is when you have 2 pieces of concrete, 2 pieces of brick, and you put them together, and you put some cement on the one brick and then a little bit on the others. When you put them together, they adhere together. The folks here are spattering some up against the wall, pushing up against the brick up against it, and they're not getting a really good adhesion on there. So I'm trying to cram some concrete behind the 4-inch where it makes the connection, but it's very difficult. It's easy if you do it at the very beginning and you butter it, and you make sure everything's wet at the same level of moisture, and you get a good bond. So we'll work on that tomorrow. So anyway, I was the last man standing today. They cut the electricity off of me, and I'm still putting the remainder of the concrete inside the concrete hollow blocks. But that's okay. At least I know it's done right. So anyway, it is the end of the day here. It's way after the end of the day. Like I said, they closed up on me. I was in the dark down there. So today was an outstanding day. Today I got the Hilux. I got it serviced, and I got a visit by Vic from Solar Philippines. We got a shipment of 4-inch concrete hollow block here. We started using some of that concrete hollow block. The guys on the roof continued doing a lot of the form work around the beams and some of the flooring area for the slabs. And we got a little bit of trench. I see a little bit of trenching done today. And I understand that my guys who've been gone Monday, Tuesday, and today is Wednesday, they're on their way back today, and we'll have a full crew tomorrow. And tomorrow is going to be Thursday, and it's going to be build day 97. Yes, build day 97 out here at Villa FELIZ. And I'm going to close for today. So if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up, please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, and you'll be subscribed and you'll be notified each time I push a new video. So again, until tomorrow, you have a wonderful day.